Manila. The name conjures up images of tropical sunsets, pristine beaches, and vibrant culture. It's a city that pulsates with life, a chaotic symphony of sights, sounds, and smells. The air is thick with humidity and the scent of diesel fumes. The streets a kaleidoscope of jeepneys, tricycles, and street vendors hawking their wares. Manila is a city of stark contrast where beauty and decay coexist. Gleaming skyscrapers cast long shadows over sprawling slums. Luxury cars navigate streets shared with beggars and stray dogs. It's a city of extremes where the gap between rich and poor is impossible to ignore. But beneath the surface of this bustling metropolis lies another world, hidden from the casual observer. It's a world of poverty and hardship where survival is a daily struggle. This is the Manila that tourists rarely see, the Manila of the scavengers. Venture beyond the tourist traps and air-conditioned malls, where the hustle and bustle of consumerism dominate the scene, and you'll find a different side to Manila, one that is rarely seen by the casual visitor. It's a side that's often overlooked, hidden in plain sight, tucked away in the narrow alleyways and overlooked urban areas. Here, amidst the urban sprawl, exist communities who call the city's dump sites and polluted waterways their home. These areas are often neglected, forgotten by the rapid development happening elsewhere. They are the unseen workforce of Manila, toiling away in the shadows. They are the scavengers, the recyclers, the waste pickers. Their work is grueling, yet essential to the city's ecosystem. They are the ones who sift through the city's garbage, looking for anything of value. Every day, they sort through mountains of waste, hoping to find something that can be sold or reused. Their lives are a stark reminder of the harsh realities of poverty. Children grow up in these conditions, often without access to education or proper nutrition. They live in cramped and unsanitary conditions where space is a luxury and privacy is almost non-existent. Their homes are cobbled together from scraps of wood, metal and plastic, creating a patchwork of makeshift dwellings that offer little protection from the elements. They lack access to basic necessities like clean water, sanitation and healthcare. These are things many take for granted, but here they are scarce and precious. Yet, despite the challenges they face, the people of these communities possess an indomitable spirit. They are survivors, finding ways to smile and find joy amidst the hardships. Resourceful and resilient in the face of adversity, they have developed innovative methods to survive. They create solutions where others see only problems. They have learned to find opportunity in the unlikeliest of places, transforming trash into treasure. Through upcycling and creative recycling, they turn discarded items into useful products, showcasing their ingenuity and determination. Community projects and local initiatives are also making a difference as residents band together to improve their living conditions. These efforts, though small, are steps towards a better future. In the midst of it all, life goes on. Children play, families share meals, and the community continues to thrive in its own unique way. This is the unseen side of paradise, a testament to human resilience and the enduring spirit of hope. The day begins before dawn for a scavenger in Manila. Long before the city awakens, they are already on their feet, ready to face another grueling day. As the first rays of sunlight pierce the darkness, they are already out on the streets, pushing their carts or carrying sacks, ready to begin their search. The city, still sleepy and quiet, slowly comes to life around them, their hunting ground, the city's garbage dumps, overflowing landfills, and polluted waterways. These places, often avoided by others, are where they find their daily bread. They move with a sense of urgency, their eyes scanning the ground for anything of value. A discarded plastic bottle, a piece of metal, or even a scrap of cardboard. Everything has the potential to be recycled, repurposed, or sold. Each item they find is a small victory in their daily struggle. A plastic bottle can be sold for a few pesos, a piece of metal might fetch a bit more, and cardboard can be bundled and sold by weight. Every item collected represents a few pesos earned, a few more mouths fed. It's a constant race against time and competition, as many others are also scavenging for the same items. Every item collected represents a few pesos earned, a few more mouths fed. The weight of their finds adds up, both in their carts and in their hearts, as they think of the family members relying on them. The work is backbreaking, often dangerous, and always dehumanizing. They lift heavy loads, often straining their bodies to the limit. The exhaustion is palpable, but they push through, driven by necessity. They brave the stench of rotting garbage, the risk of disease, and the scorn of society. The smell is overwhelming, and the conditions are far from sanitary, yet they continue, knowing that their survival depends on it. They are exposed to hazardous materials, sharp objects, and contaminated water. Each day brings new dangers, from sharp glass to toxic chemicals. The risk of injury or illness is ever present, but despite the risks and the stigma, they persevere. Their determination is unwavering, their spirit unbroken. They continue to work, day in and day out, driven by the hope of a better tomorrow. They are driven by necessity, by the need to provide for their families. Each item they collect is a step towards feeding their children, towards keeping a roof over their heads. Their families are their motivation, their reason to keep going. They are the unsung heroes of Manila, keeping the city afloat by collecting and recycling its waste. Their efforts go largely unnoticed, but without them, the city would be overwhelmed by its own refuse. They are the silent custodians, the invisible workforce that keeps the city clean. In the world of a scavenger, trash is not garbage. It is a lifeline, it's a source of income, a means to an end. They have an almost supernatural ability to see value where others see only waste. Plastic bottles are sorted by colour and type, meticulously crushed and bundled for sale to recycling plants. Aluminum cans are flattened, cardboard boxes broken down, and scrap metal carefully collected. Nothing is wasted, everything has a purpose. Their knowledge of materials is impressive. They can identify different types of plastic, metal and paper with a practiced eye. They are experts in their own right, masters of recycling and resourcefulness. It's a testament to their ingenuity and their will to survive. They take the discarded remnants of society and turn them into something useful, something valuable. They are the embodiment of the phrase, "One man's trash is another man's treasure." The scavengers of Manila are a stark reminder of the deep-seated poverty that plagues the Philippines. Every day they sift through mountains of waste, searching for anything of value that can be sold or reused. This is not just a job, it is a desperate means of survival. They are the human face of inequality, their lives a testament to the lack of opportunities and the systemic issues that trap generations in a cycle of poverty. These families often live in cramped, unsafe conditions with little hope of improvement. The children, who should be in school, are instead forced to work alongside their parents, missing out on the education that could offer them a way out. Many are driven to scavenging, not by choice, but by circumstance. The lack of viable employment options leaves them with no alternative. They wake up each day knowing that their survival depends on what they can find in the trash. They lack access to education, job training, and other opportunities that could help them break free from the cycle of poverty. Without these essential tools, they remain trapped in a never-ending struggle, unable to secure better jobs or improve their living conditions. They are forced to make a living however they can, even if it means risking their health and dignity. The work is hazardous, exposing them to toxic substances and sharp objects, yet they have no choice but to continue. The lack of affordable housing is another major issue. Many families are forced to live in makeshift shelters that offer little protection from the elements. These homes are often overcrowded, with multiple generations living under one roof. Many scavengers live in informal settlements or slums, often located near garbage dumps or polluted waterways. These areas are not only unsanitary but also dangerous, with the constant threat of landslides or flooding. These communities lack basic services like clean water, sanitation and electricity, making them breeding grounds for disease and despair. Children play near contaminated water and families struggle to find clean drinking water. The government's efforts to address poverty and inequality are often inadequate and ineffective. Despite numerous programs and initiatives, the impact on the ground remains minimal. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen. Corruption, bureaucratic inefficiency, and a lack of political will hinder progress. Funds meant for poverty alleviation are often misused or siphoned off, leaving the most vulnerable without the support they desperately need. For the scavengers of Manila, hope for a better future seems like a distant dream. Yet, amidst the hardship, there is a glimmer of resilience and determination. These individuals continue to fight for survival, holding on to the hope that one day their circumstances will change. Despite the hardships they face, the scavenger communities of Manila are bound by a strong sense of solidarity. They share a common struggle, a shared experience that transcends social barriers and unites them. Neighbors help each other, sharing food, resources, and valuable information. They look out for one another's children, offering support and a sense of belonging in a world that often ignores their plight. Their resilience is rooted in their community spirit, in their ability to find strength and hope in the face of adversity. They celebrate life's small victories, finding joy in simple pleasures and moments. The bonds forged in these communities are unbreakable, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. They are a reminder that even in the darkest of places, hope and compassion can still flourish and grow. Among the many communities who call Manila's margins home are the Bajau people, often referred to as the sea nomads. Originally from the Sulu archipelago in the southern Philippines, they have a long and storied history as skilled fishermen and navigators. Forced by circumstance and dwindling resources, many Bajau have abandoned their traditional seafaring way of life and migrated to urban centers like Manila in search of new opportunities. However, adjusting to life on land has proven challenging. They often face discrimination and prejudice, struggling to find stable employment and secure housing. Many end up living in stilt houses built over the polluted waters of Manila Bay, their traditional knowledge and skills ill-suited for the harsh realities of urban life. Their plight highlights the complex challenges faced by indigenous communities in the face of modernization and displacement. It underscores the need for culturally sensitive policies and programs that address their unique needs and aspirations.